Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. All right. So, are we ready for today's Ramayana?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I actually listened to it while I played.
Okay. So we will mute our mics now, and first we'll start with our opening prayers. We have Sharan with us, who is going to chant the prayers. Sharan has been with us in the classes for I think 5 or 6 years now, and he's also learned Kirtan and Bhajan from Swarup Damodar Prabhu. So Sharan, can you switch on your video and audio?
Hare Krishna. I'm trying to turn on my camera, but it isn't working.
Can everyone else mute, please? Okay, thank you. And so Sharan, all right, you can start.
Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Shagrajatan Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanatamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanustate Devi Pranamami Hari Priye वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्रीकृष्णचैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे
Okay, thank you, Sharan. And could everyone see the screen I had shared? Or is there a problem today as well? The screen?
No,
I could see your screen.
we cannot
Okay,
see.
can I just ask the teachers to answer? Yeah. Sujata, you could see the
Yeah, I
screen.
could only see you. I can't see the screen.
You couldn't see the screen. Okay. All right.
I could see the screen.
Some can and some can't. So let me share the screen again.
Yeah.
Confirm whether you can see it or not.
Okay.
Yeah. Just a minute. Okay. Some can, some can't.
So if they are thinking that whether they are able to see you. Yes, now we can see.
You can see?
Yes. Hare
All
Krishna.
right.
Thank you.
Perfect. Oh,
No, it's
it's
gone again.
Yeah. I don't know why it's happening, but
Yes, we can.
Yes,
yeah.
we could.
Somehow when someone touches the screen, it goes. So I request everyone not to touch their screens, and so that it doesn't happen again. Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So last time we finished with Sundarkand. Also, if anyone in between cannot see the screen, please put it in the chat and the teachers will then unmute and tell me. All right, please do not unmute yourself, but the teachers can do it for me. So Sujata Mataji and Preeti Mataji will be answering your questions on the chat. So just chat in, and if you can't see the screen, I'll get to know. All right. So last time we saw how. Oops, there it goes again.
Miss,
Yes.
it's when you press the share screen button.
Okay. Then
So someone keeps pressing the screen share button.
someone keeps sharing the screen share button. Yeah. I don't know who's doing that. Can I just stop 1 minute screen sharing? And there it's gone again.
Yeah, it's gone
So
again.
I am going to try and see how. Okay. Um, all right. So whenever anyone comes onto the main, it's kind of going away. Even now, I'm not able to
Maybe
do.
you want to log in again?
If I do that,
Yeah,
then
everyone will.
the
Yeah.
yeah. See, I am no longer presenter now.
Yeah, it's Nandana VG is the press. Okay, now Supriya. Yeah, now you are the presenter. You can share.
Yes.
And Nandana, please don't share your screen.
Yeah. Uh, okay. All right. Let's try now. Yes. Okay. I'm going to share screen now again. Just let me know if you can see it. Can you
Yes,
see
we
it?
can. We can.
Okay, so we'll just pray to Lord Hanuman and Sri Ram that no one, steals the screen now. All right, super. Okay, so very good. So now, since we all can see the screen, let's move ahead. We have a lot of ground to cover because Yuddha Kand is very, very lengthy, and we have a long way to go. We have to get Sita back quickly. So last time we saw how Hanuman flew back after meeting Sita. He set Lanka alight and he jumped and reached back to where Angad, Jammu, and everyone was. And then they decided they'll go back to Lord Ram. So he meets Lord Ram and then he gives Lord Ram Sita's message. And Ram listens with great pain and he asks Anjaneya to repeat again and again because he wanted to know more and more about Sita. Then what did Ram do? Ram said that he praised Hanuman, but he lamented that he had nothing to repay Anjaneya with. So for all the service he had rendered. So he said, all I can offer you is my embrace, O Hanuman. So we saw how being blessed by Sita, now Hanuman, Anjaneya got Lord Ram's prema, the very close association with him. And that was end of Sundarkand. And now we go into Yuddhakand. Yes, now things get very, very interesting. So Yuddhakand starts with, again now, Hanuman describes everything in detail because remember, he had gone to Lanka, he saw how all the soldiers were, how many Rakshasas were there, what was the capacity, how the walls were, how the fort was built, how he could go in, everything. So he started explaining to Ram, and he also was very vigilant, right? So when Hanuman finished speaking, Ram fearlessly said, "Let's go without delay and destroy Lanka. Let's immediately prepare to depart." And I can see that all the stars are in favorable constellations. This is a good and auspicious time to start. Now, having abducted Sita, Ravan cannot escape with his life. And Sugriv very nicely applauded Ram, who then Sugriv then began issuing orders to his army. So then Ram also asked Sugriv's commander of troops, Neel, to lead an advance party out of Kishkinda, and then the entire army will follow. So only the powerful monkey should go, as there was very difficult task lay ahead. So Ram personally named the best monkey warriors. He named Gaja, Gavaya, Gandhamadana, Rishabha, Vivida, Mainda, and others. And then what did he do? I will mount Hanuman's back, and just like Indra mounts Airavat, I will mount Hanuman's back, and Lakshman should mount Angad's back, just like Kuver mounts his elephant Sarvabhauma. So in this way, Ram gave instructions, and then Sugriv also gave instructions to his other monkeys. And now gradually, millions of powerful monkeys started moving in the southern direction. And they were all very, very determined, and they were full of energy. They said, "We will slaughter Ravan and the Rakshasas. No one will survive. Let's go, let's go, let's go." So all the monkeys sportingly they lifted and they tossed each other around. They started playing with each other, and they also broke down trees, threw stones. And at the rear of the monkeys came Jambavan with his contingent of bears. He brought his army with him, which were bears. And in the middle, Ram and Lakshman were seated on the backs of Hanuman and Angad, and they looked like the sun and the moon. Yeah. So then Lakshman spoke to his elder brother Ram. He says that the omens are very good, Ram. The gentle breeze follows, and the birds and bees all run and fly along with us. So these all are auspicious portents. So undoubtedly, your success is imminent. So Ram smiled and he rocked about on the back of Hanuman, who was racing ahead. Hanuman was going very fast with swift steps. And then the entire party, they raised an enormous dust cloud, and they crossed rivers, crossed lakes, they broke trees, they broke rocks, they traveled day and night, and quickly they approached the southern shore of the sea. Now, when they reached the ocean, Hanuman spoke to Sugriv. He said, "This is such a vast sea. So the this lord of rivers cannot be easily crossed. You know, some device is required. So let's camp here and let's think how we're going to do this. Let's think what our next course of action will be." So none of the other monkeys were as capable as Hanuman. Probably Angad could have gone, Sugriv could have gone. But what about the millions of monkeys? How will they cross? You know, you can't expect Angad and Hanuman to carry each and every monkey and put them across. It'll take a million years. So then they said, "Okay, let's sit down and think." Now, in the meantime, there was panic in Lanka. Now, Ravan assembled all his ministers, called for a council meeting, and he saw what a terrible destruction Hanuman had done in Lanka. So he spoke to his advisors. He said this city was invincible. No one could attack it, no one could even penetrate it, and it's been wrecked by one monkey. My gardens are destroyed. My temple is destroyed. All the topmost Rakshasas have been killed, and my son, Aksha, he is also being killed by this wretched Hanuman. So now he looked around, he said, now you tell me, what course of action should I do? And Ravan was very apprehensive. He said, if one Hanuman does so much destruction, and like him, so many more monkeys come, so then what's going to happen? So Ravan said, I'm depending on your advice, O Rakshasas. Be wise and tell me. I will act according to what you advise. So now all the demon king's generals, they were all powerful, but they lacked intelligence and wisdom. So without understanding the full power of the Vanara forces, they started talking very badly about them. They said, we are so powerful, we are so capable of killing one. Even one of us is enough to kill them all. So they reminded Ravan that how they defeated the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, the Danavs, and so they said that why are you worried? We were this time caught very unawares because of Hanuman, but now we are very prepared. So don't bother, leave it to us. We will. We are enough. You don't have to. You don't have to come for battle. We are enough, we'll go and destroy them. So another powerful Rakshasa named Virupaksh, he stood up. He said that, how can we tolerate this monkey? Order me, I shall go this very hour. Now itself, I'll go and I'll smash Ram, I'll smash Lakshman, and I'll smash the entire monkey army. And one after the other, all the Rakshasas' generals were talking like this. Now Vibhishan, Ravan's younger brother, he stood up. He says the wise, the person who's intelligent, should declare should declare that force should be used only as other methods of achieving one's aim. Ram is forever alert and he possesses boundless strength. So he is a virtue incarnate and he's assisted by every divine power. No one who knows what is best would counsel you to attack Ram. So Vibhishan was not like other Rakshasas. He did not share this inclination of, enjoying and violent behavior and all that. Although he was Ravan's blood brother. So Vibhishan always meditated and he practiced virtue. Now he also realized that Ram was divine. So he spoke very gravely for his brother's welfare and he said, have you forgotten how Ram disposed Khara and his troops in the forest? Think carefully also about Hanuman's strength. He just leapt across and he came and he wrecked Lanka all by himself. So don't underestimate Ram's power and his servants' power also. So then Vibhishan advised Ram. He said that, do one thing, give Sita back to Ram. If he did not do so, then definitely there will be destruction. So Ravan sat there shaking his head and he was like, how can Ram even stand in front of me in battle? I am so powerful. So under no circumstances am I going to return Sita. So then Vibhishan shook his head sorrowfully. He said it was hopeless trying to convince Ravan. So in the last so many 10, 11 months, he's been trying to convince Ravan to return Sita. But here Ravan did not do that. Now Ravan was thinking, I've been trying to convince Sita. But now when the time, like I have given her 1 year. And now after so many months, after 10 months, 11 months, I don't want to return her. So somehow or the other, I will win her over. Otherwise, I will have to fight with Ram. And Ram is just an ordinary human. So what is the big deal? So, so he said, even if I fight with Vishnu, supposing everyone's saying he's Vishnu, and fighting with Vishnu means I have such a competent enemy. So there's no harm in losing from a powerful enemy. So then again, Ravan summoned all his generals, and then they said that he told them that immediately Lanka's defenses should be fortified. All four kinds of troops should be made ready and they should for a great fight. So immediately one of his general called Prahasta immediately rose, gave orders to the key Rakshasas and within a short time returned back to Ravan and said, it's done. When Ravan addressed the entire assembly, he said that we now stand threatened by Ram and the monkeys because of Sita, whom I abducted. So I cannot part with lovely Sita because she has promised me that after 1 year she will become my wife. So I don't want to give her back. So Ravan lied about Sita because Sita never indicated that she would accept him. Never ever. She wouldn't even look at him. But he lied and he gazed with his assembly, with his 10 heads, he was gazing at all his generals. Except Vibhishan, everyone believed him. Then, but suddenly, his powerful brother Kumbhakarna, he stood up in rage, and Kumbhakarna is huge. He says, "Oh Ravan, you need to seek our counsel. You are now seeking our counsel. You want our advice. But did you ask for our advice before you stole Sita from Ram? No, you didn't. You just on impulse, you stole her. That was the most wrong thing you did. And now you have to pay for it. Not only you, we also have to pay for it. So now we are facing the consequences of what you did. Fortunately, you have me as your well-wisher. I shall stand up against Ram and Lakshman, even though I know what you've done is false. So give up your fear, rest at ease. So the two human brothers, Ram and Lakshman, will not return with life once they face me. Now, Kumbhakaran was as powerful, if not more, as powerful as Ravan, but he had been tricked by the Devatas into asking a boon from Brahma. So he had also done a lot of austerities, and then Brahma appeared to him, and he was going to ask for a boon, but Saraswati sat on his tongue. So instead of asking, I want Indrasan, Saraswati made him say, I want Nidrasan. Nidra means sleep. So then what boon did he get? Brahma said, immediately, quickly, Brahma said Tathastu before he changed his mind. So he said that, Brahma said that he would remain awake only one day in every 6 months. And this was that day. So if he needed to fight against Ram and Lakshman, he had to be awakened. So now Ravan was, he was scolded by Kumbhakaran. But anyway, Ravan thanked Kumbhakaran. Then again, Vibhishan started convincing Ram that look, these Rakshasas, the only way the Rakshasas and the Lankas and Lanka can be saved is if you return Sita. So there is no harm in accepting your mistake. Just return her and everything will be fine. I know Ram will definitely forgive you. Now Indrajit, who was Ravan's son, he became impatient and he was agitated because Vibhishan was talking like this. He said, how can you call yourself a Rakshas? You're such a weak person, uncle. Surely you have no courage, you have no power, you have no heroism. You're not fit to be called a Rakshas only. You're not fit to be in our family. So, you're just trembling in fear. Now, hearing this, Ravan also lost his patience and he spoke furiously. He said, it's better to live with an enraged serpent than to live with you who is pretending to be a friend. Actually, you're in the league of the enemy. So the greatest danger lies in your own relatives. You're a disgrace to our race because you just turn away when it's time to be part of ours. Although you're a brother, you're unworthy of my affection. Now Ravan vented his anger. He insulted Vibhishan in various ways and he told him that he was not fit to be the brother and he should have been killed for his words. Now Vibhishan realized that there was nothing he could do to help Ravan. So along with his 4 ministers, who were his very close followers and friends, he rose up in the air and, this was Kumbhakaran, I already spoke. He rose up in the air and he flew out of Lanka. He soared away from the assembly, and Ravan also did not make any effort to stop him. Now, Vibhishan had decided that it's better to go and join Ram, right? So what he did was he went and Sugriv was there. Now Sugriv quickly he saw that 5 Rakshasas had appeared, huge Rakshasas in the sky, and they were wearing armor. They were adorned with celestial jewels. So he was very apprehensive. He thought, had these Rakshasas come to attack the monkeys? So Vibhishan looked very closely at Sugriv, and from the air itself, he said that I have come, to meet Ram. So then Sugriv spoke to Hanuman and said that surely these Rakshasas have some bad intent in their heart. Let's take up some rocks and trees and then let's quickly finish them off. So as Sugriv spoke, Vibhishan said that there is an evil Rakshas by the name Ravan. I'm his brother Vibhishan. He carried away Ram's wife with trickery and deceit. Although I repeatedly told him to return the princess, but he did not listen. So I have come to seek Ram's shelter. So Vibhishan then asked the monkeys to inform Ram, and Sugriv was very suspicious. And he ran up to Ram and said, one of the enemy has suddenly given appearance, and I'm sure he's come to kill us. Or maybe he's a spy. And I think there are many other invisible Rakshasas around, so don't trust them. So Sugriv then told Vibhishan's name, who he was, and the Monkey King also was sure that Vibhishan had evil intents. Ram listened very carefully to what Sugriv said. So he said, I have heard your suggestion, Sugriv. What do the rest of you think? So each one of them gave their opinion, and they all felt that Vibhishan should be treated with caution. Then he asked Hanuman, Hanuman, what is your opinion? Now, Anjaneya was, he studied all the scriptures. He was very, very intelligent. So he bowed down to Ram and he said that although you are very well able to ascertain yourself about Vibhishan's intentions, but you nevertheless seek my opinion. I thank you and I shall therefore speak what I think. He said that from Vibhishan's speech or an expression, I don't see any ill motive. And I feel that Vibhishan has come definitely because he considers you superior. So, and Vibhishan also appears to be very moral. So Ram then thanked them all for their suggestion. And he said that I cannot refuse to receive a person who has sought my shelter. Whatever his intentions are, I must accept him. Yeah, and this is never condemned in the eyes of good people. Now, Sugriva was alarmed by Ram's statement. He was still convinced that Vibhishan was inimical. So he started trying to convince Ram. He said, no, don't. Please, he's a Rakshas. Don't trust him. The Ram smiled and said, your concerns are very, well-founded. Even if this demon is bad, he's come to harm, I can easily annihilate the entire Rakshasas with just my fingertip. Don't fear. We should always abide by the instructions of the Vedas. So Ram explained that an enemy must be received with hospitality according to scriptural rules. If a person comes seeking shelter, then one must offer him protection at even the cost of one's life. No consideration should be given to his intentions, or good or bad. So great sin will be incurred if you neglect this. And Ram said, but if a person comes to me saying that I am yours, then even once if a person says, Ram, I am yours, then I shall give him the courage and protection from all danger forever after. This is my solemn vow made here before you all. Even if Ravan himself came to me, I would not refuse him shelter. So he said, bring Vibhishan here, for I have already granted him safety. So everyone present was moved deeply by Ram's speech, and then tears started flowing from Sugriev's eyes. So he said, "No wonder that you speak in this way, O Ram. You are the best knower of what is right and always devoted to virtue. My doubts are gone now. Let Vibhishan enjoy our friendship forever." Then Vibhishan came, paid his obeisances. Ram glanced affectionately at Vibhishan, and then he told Vibhishan that, tell me everything about Ravan and Lanka. So Vibhishan told him about Ravan's boons. He described the power of Ravan's chief warriors like Kumbhakarna, Indrajit, Prahasta, Mahodara, and others. All of them, whatever they are capable of fighting. He also told them about the four guardians of the universe who protects Ravan. And then Vibhishan made a solemn promise to, Ram made a solemn promise to Vibhishan saying that after killing Ravan in battle, along with all the Rakshasas, I shall crown you king of Lanka. There is no doubt of it whatsoever. I swear on my three brothers that I shall not return to Ayodhya without slaying Ravan with his sons, kinsfolk, and people. So then Ram asked Vibhishan that we have to cross this ocean. So what do you suggest? So then Vibhishan said that look, Sagar was given a benediction, was helped by your ancestors. So you approach Samudradev, and I'm sure he will definitely show you the way. So then Ram decided that he would sit down and he would wait for this Samudradev to appear, and then he should ask. So he sat with concentrated mind at the edge of the sea, and he meditated on the sea god Samudra and waited patiently for him to appear. 3 days and nights passed as Ram sat motionless on the beach, but still the ocean deity did not come. Ram became enraged and he spoke to Lakshman. Just see the vanity of this god. Although I have sat here humbly beseeching his audience, he has not appeared. Ram was furious. So what did he do? He took out his bow and arrow and he was ready to shoot his arrow at the ocean. And then Samudradev appeared. There was so much disturbance, and everybody, and Lakshman also rushed towards Ram. He said, "Brother, please, no, don't show, there's no need of display of power here. Your purpose will surely be achieved. Calm down." And all the invisible rishis in the sky also told Ram, "Please, please, calm down." But Ram's anger was completely ablaze, and he placed his bow and a large golden arrow on it and began thinking of mantras to invoke the Brahmastra. And Samudradev appeared suddenly, and then in front of everyone, Samudradev came up and he shone like a glossy black gem. He had all these bright gold ornaments. And then he said that, "Oh Ram, please, my nature is that I have to be fathomless and I have to remain this way. I do not wish to deviate from this position because there are so many creatures in the ocean. This is my nature. I have to be like this. But I shall tell you a means of how to cross with your army." So in your monkey army, there is a monkey named Nal. Nal is the son of Vishwakarma, the heavenly architect, the architect of the Devatas. So he has all the power and he can construct a bridge over me, which I will sustain. So Samudra assured Ram that he would be able to cross him without fear. And the deity also ensured that the fierce creature inhabiting the ocean will not be aggressive and harm those who are crossing. So then Ram still stood with his arrow, ready on his bow, and he was now pleased with the sun god. The sea god. And he said, but this, I've already drawn my arrow, so it has to be released. So tell me, where should I send this arrow? So then Samudra Dev asked Ram to fire the arrow upon a part of the waters in the north. He said there are some sinful demons inhabiting that region, and Samudradev could not touch them or harm them. So it was his Samudra was being polluted by them. So Ram assented, and then he shot his fiery arrow to the north, drying up that entire section of the north, and then Samudra disappeared from view. Now Nala was enlivened by the task that faced him. He informed Ram that he had been granted a boon by Vishwakarma, that he had the abilities equal to Vishwakarma. So Nal was very confident that he could build the bridge. So he ordered the monkeys to fetch all the necessary materials. The monkeys leapt around joyfully, applying themselves to work. There was so much energy, so they brought thousands of trees, massive heaps of rocks were piled on the beach. Nal then had them throw it. Now, uh, they used lengths of creepers to measure. They make straight lines, and Nal gradually constructed his bridge over the sea. And the ocean allowed even great rocks to float on his waters, binding together tree trunks, rocks, reeds, and the monkeys built the bridge towards Lanka. Now, Valmiki Ramayana does not mention that each rock was named Ram. But there is mention of this in other Ramayans, but we will still cover it because it's such a beautiful story. Yeah. The glory of the name and the Lord, they are non different. So each rock, whichever rock had the name Ram written on it, floated. And each and every time, every monkey was writing the name Ram, and they would put it and create the bridge, and the bridge was built. So the power of the name was so, so strong that even the most difficult job becomes easy when you use the Lord's name. And then there was once that Lord Ram was watching all the monkeys writing his name, and he said that, yeah, you're receiving such pleasure from doing it. Let me also do it. So he took a rock, he wrote his name, Ram, on it, and he left it in the water. But that rock sank, it didn't float. He looked at Hanuman and said, I wonder what happened. And Hanuman, being so wise, he said, Prabhu, if anything with your name will take away all difficulties. But if you yourself leave the hand, then that person has nothing to be afloat. The person will sink in the material world, which means that the Lord holds on to you even through his name. Then there's also this very sweet story about a little squirrel who also wanted to use a little small stone and help build the bridge. And then Hanuman looks at him and says, you're a small squirrel. This is not going to help us build the bridge. Don't bother. You rest, I'll do it. The squirrel said, no, even I want to do it. And Hanuman started laughing. And then Ram said that it doesn't matter how small the service is, it's the service done that counts. Even a little bit it doesn't have to be a huge rock or a mountain of service. But the Lord sees what little you do, but he sees the attitude with which you do it. So that's another learning for us. We don't need to aspire to do huge things, but even tiny, tiny things, the Lord notices. Then now, everybody has built. Now the bridge has been built with the help of Nala. And the gods and the Gandharvas and the celestial rishis, they all stood in amazement and they gazed upon the bridge. It was 80 miles wide and 800 miles long. The monkeys and the bears, they swarmed onto it, shouting and roaring in joy. And like a great flood, they swept towards Lanka. And in their forefront, Ram and Lakshman, mounted upon the backs of Hanuman and Angad. And they soon reached the shores of Lanka, and they ordered the army to encamp on the shore. And then Ram sat with Lakshman and Sugriv, and he told the Monkey King to have his troops ready for battle. For at any time, sorry, for at any time there might be Rakshasas who will attack. So then he says that there are evil signs that he had witnessed. Winds full of dust are blowing, the earth is quaking, the trees are falling, there are dark clouds, and on all sides, ferocious beasts are uttering fierce screams, and they face the sun. So, what we will do is let's rest here for the night, and we will start planning from tomorrow. And then Sugriv had the army arrayed in a battle formation, and they surrounded the city of the Rakshasas from the eastern and the western side, and they camped for the night. So we will stop here for today because now the actual battle, when it starts, we have to be ready for it. So we will start our battle next time and enjoy the fierce battle among the Vanaras and the Rakshasas and the great prowess of Ram and Lakshman. Yes? So I stop here now, and now we have a wonderful guessing game again. So I hand over to Sujata Mataji so that she can take over and tell you what's happening. All right?
Okay, can all of you hear me? Hare Krishna.
Yes, we can hear you and see you too.
Okay, thank you. Okay, what a lovely message, Supriya Mataji. When you take the name of the Lord, all the difficulties vanish. The small service done by you is also taken in account by the Lord. So let's remember this for today. It's very, very important for us. Yeah. So thank you, Supriya Mataji, again for letting us know. Okay, so here we are again for another role play session. Today we have 5 participants in the role play. Each one of them have put so much time and effort to prepare for all of us so we can get to know about these great personalities. So let's mute our video, audio and listen carefully. Each participant will give us clues and we can guess the personality, but do not speak, just type your guesses, okay? So our first participant is Manvik. Manvik, please get ready.
Yes.
And you can turn your video and audio on.
Yeah.
Okay, so here comes Manvik, our first participant for the day. He attends Gita classes regularly and also participates in the class with great zeal and enthusiasm. He has joined classes in 2016 and has gone for 3 shloka competitions so far. He's got excellent awards in them and he's very much interested in attending Kirtans and enjoys them as well. So let's welcome Manvik.
Hare Krishna. I'm the 7th son of Devaki and Vasudeva, but I was never born in my mom's womb. Who am I? Need more clues? I'm also depicted with a plow and a mace in each of my hands. Who am I now? Actually, I am Lord Balram. Lord Balram is the expansion of Lord Krishna. Or, as we all know, Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. He expands himself into different forms, and one of such forms is Lord Balram. The immediate extension of Lord Krishna is Balram. Balram is as good as Krishna himself. The only difference
Manvik, just yes, yeah, yeah, Manvik, you can go on.
The only difference being that the bodily hue of Krishna is dark, and that of Balram's Lord Balram's appearance is unique. He appeared in the womb of Devaki as a seventh son. The first six sons were killed by her brother Kamsa, was then transferred to the womb of Rohini. He is the divine son of Vasudeva by his wife Rohini. He is also known as Rohini Nandan, or the beloved son of Rohini. He was also entrusted to Nanda Maharaj along with his mother Rohini when Vasudeva embraced imprisonment. One of his famous leelas was the killing of Dhenakasur, the donkey. Dhenakasur was a demon who always used to be feared. Once when Krishna and the cowherd boys provoked him, he got angry and he said to kill them. Krishna and Balram worked together and killed him and his minions. Impressed by his bravery, the folks of Vrindavan named him Balaram. Before he was just called Ram, but now he was Balaram. Balaram is the person who is strong and even gives pleasures. Lord Balram has killed various demons, which represents removal of various bad qualities. Dhenukasur, as I mentioned earlier, killed by Balram, represents the removal of the word of ignorance or the concept of I or mine. Pralambasur, killed by Balaram, represents removing disguise, hypocrisy, egoism, and lust. And Romaharshan, killed by Balram, represents removing bad character or pride. He is the protector of the devotees of the Lord. Without his mercy, no one can approach the Supreme Lord Krishna. If you ever want to appease the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you first need to appease Lord Balram. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Manvik. That was wonderful. So our next participant is Dia, who has started attending Gita classes from the age of just 2 years. Are blessed to get this kind of an opportunity. The regular Bhagavad Gita classes until before COVID, it was happening at Diya's home, and this was also one of the reasons for her to start her spiritual understanding from very early age. She's taken part in all the shloka competitions so far and has been awarded excellent. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear. Yes, we can.
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
She has taken part in all shloka competitions and has been awarded excellent and outstanding results. She has also taken part in dance and okay, I think there was some issue, a glitch here. Sorry. Okay. She has taken part in all the shloka competitions and been awarded excellent and outstanding results. She has also taken part in dance and cooking activities at Natkat Mela, which happens every year. So welcome, Dia.
Hare Krishna. I am the daughter of King Sursing, the chief of the glorious Yadu dynasty. I was named Preetha. Since my father's cousin Kunti Boja was childless, he allowed me to live in the home of Kunti Boja. Since I lived in Kunti Boja's house, I also have another name. In my new home, my duty was to serve many saintly guests. Who am I? I am Kunti. One day, the powerful sage Durvasa Muni visited the kingdom of Kunti Boja. I was extremely fortunate to serve Durvasa Muni, so I served him the best I could. He was very pleased with my service, so he granted me a boon. My boon was that I could invoke any demigod to bear a child. I was extremely curious and couldn't wait to test the boon, so I invoked Surya, the sun deity, by chanting the mantra, and I accidentally invoked a child. He was named Karna. Afraid of being an unwed mother, I put the baby in a basket and let him float in the river. Karna was later adopted by a charioteer, Adhirata, and his wife Radha. Many years later, I married Pandu, who became the king of Hastinapura. Later, he married a second wife called Madri. After marrying Madri and I, he was cursed to never have children. Distressed, he gave up the throne and retired to the forest with his wives. Because Pandu wanted to have sons, he requested me to use my boon and invoke the demigods. I invoked 5 children, who were later called the Pandavas. Yudhishthira, Bhim, Arjuna, and the other 2, Nakul and Sahadev, were given to Madri. Pandu died as a result of a curse, and Madri gave up her life, leaving me and the Pandavas alone. Me and my sons were put through a lot of danger, but we survived them all. My secret was to completely surrender to the Lord and chant the holy names with love and devotion. I prayed to Krishna asking for more troubles so I can remember him always. The following verse is a shloka that I said. Tvaye mananya vishaya matir madhupate sakrita vratim udvahatat adda gange bogamudanvati. O Lord of Madhu, as the Ganges flows forever into the sea without hindrance, let my attraction be constantly drawn without you being diverted to anyone else. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Dia. So our next participant is Siddharth. He is talented at acting and has participated in a play related to Gita class, which was conducted at the Regent School few years back. He joined Gita classes in 2014. That is 6 years now. Wow. He is also well trained in many shlokas and has participated every year in shloka competitions without fail. That's awesome. He's very enthusiastic and always very willing to participate in all the Gita class activities. So welcome, Siddharth.
Hello, Miss.
Yes.
So, should I start now? Okay. My dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives in front of me in such a fighting spirit, my whole body trembles. My hair is standing on end and my bow Gandava slipping from my hands. I cannot fight. Who am I? Correct, it was Arjuna. I am Arjuna, one of the peerless great heroes of the epic Mahabharata. I am known as a peerless archer, and my name signifies that I am bright and shining. I am one of the children born from invoking a boon from Indra to Kunti, and I am the first who is the first wife of Pandu. I am the third of the 5 Pandava brothers. My 9 names are Falgun, Jishnu, Kirti, Shvetavahana, Vibhashtu, Vijaya, Parth, Sabyasachi, and Dhanajaya. I was called Dhanajaya when I conquered all the kings at the time of Ratsuya Yagna and collected wealth from all of them. I always fight till the end and I always win. That is why I am called Vijaya. My horses, which were given to me by Agni Dev, are white. That is why I am called Shweta Vahana. My father Indra gave me a beautiful crown when I was with him. That is why I am called Kirti. I have never fought by unfair means in any battle. That is why I am called Jishnu. I never frighten my enemies by meanness. I can use both my hands when I shoot my arrows. That is why I am called Sabyasachi. I was born on the slopes of Himavan in a place called Satstring on a day when the nakshatra Uttara Falguni was in ascent, and that is why my name is Falgun. I am called Vibhatsu because I am terrible when I'm angry. My mother's name is Prita, so I am also called Parth. These are the meanings of my names. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, verse 78, it is stated that wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will always certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. Thank you.
Thank you, Siddharth. So our next participant is Snigdha, who is 9 years old, and she joined Gita classes when she was just 6. She is well versed in Gita shlokas and has got an excellent result last year. That's awesome, Snigdha. She has won first prize for her artwork. Whom did she draw? Okay, it's Narad Muni. So let's see what she has to say today. Welcome, Snigdha.
Hare Krishna. I am the eternal consort of Lord Narayana and always stay by his side in the spiritual planet. I followed him during his incarnations in the material world. All the Puranas refer me as Shri, the female energy of the Supreme Lord Vishnu. I am also the goddess of wealth and fortune. I symbolize good luck, prosperity, wealth, purity, and generosity. Also, I am the embodiment of beauty, grace, and charm in both the material and spiritual forms. Can you guess who I am? Yes, I'm the goddess Mahalakshmi. When demons and demigods turn the milk ocean to seek the nectar for immortality, Lord helped them in getting Mandara mountain as churning rod and Vasati snake as brook. When both demigods and demons started churning vigorously, expecting the nectar, but the first thing that came out was poison, which was accepted by Lord Shiva to protect the universe. Later appeared various wonderful beings and things out of the ocean. The demigods and demons started accepting them according to their positions. Surabhi, cow, was accepted by rishis. Horses and elephants were taken by demons, and many others followed in order. Soon after, a beautiful woman with an exquisite beauty emerged like lightning from the ocean, bearing lotus flower. Yes, it is me, the goddess of fortune, wealth, and opulence. The Lord accepted me as his eternal consort and gave me an everlasting dwelling place on his chest. I bestow eternal fortune to those souls who become the devotee of Lord Narayana. Being the chastity wife of the Lord, I always followed the Lord in all his incarnations. During my descent to the material world, I have united with him as Sita. During his birth as Lord Ram, also as Radha and Rukmini during his birth as Lord Krishna. My devotees worship me as a group of 8 different manifestations called Ashtalakshmi, for the well-being and prosperity of the family in form of Adi Lakshmi, Dhanya Lakshmi, Veera Lakshmi, Gaja Lakshmi, Dantana Lakshmi, Vidya Lakshmi, Vijaya Lakshmi, and Dhana Lakshmi. As the verse in Srimad Bhagavatam 8.8.25 states, according to the desire of Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, the supreme personality of Godhead, made his bosom her residence so that by her glance she could favor anyone, including the demigods and ordinary human beings. In other words, since the goddess of fortune stays on the bosom of Narayana, she naturally sees any devotee who worships Narayana. When the goddess of fortune understands that a devotee is in favor of devotional service to Narayana, she is naturally inclined to bless the devotee with all opulences. The karmis try to receive the favor and mercy of Lakshmi, but because they are not devotees of Narayana, their opulence is flickering. The opulence of devotees who are attached to the service of Narayana is not like the opulence of karmis. The opulence of devotees is as permanent as the opulence of Narayana himself. So I request you all to become a devotee of the Lord Narayana as he promises in the Bhagavad Gita. Engage your mind always in thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances to me, and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you, Snigna. It was wonderful hearing about Mahalakshmi. Thank you.
Can I
So
just
the
add
last
something about Snigdha?
Yes.
Snigdha also sings beautifully. You must hear her sing. She is such a beautiful singer. And also, Siddharth, for the last 3 years, continuously, he's been getting outstanding in his shloka competition. Isn't that amazing?
Fantastic. He was so humble not to let us know.
He was so humble, and to let all the other children know who haven't taken part in shloka competition, outstanding is given to those children who chant without any mistake. So it's really amazing what Siddharth has achieved for the past 3 years continuously. Well done, Siddharth, and well done.
That's fantastic. Okay, the last participant for the day is Sanvi. Sanvi has been attending Gita classes for last 4 years. She has participated in role play in Natkat Mela as Mirabai and Yashoda Maya. Wow. She also got excellent award in Shloka competition. Sanvi also recites Shloka very beautifully and does with great interest and dedication. Let's welcome Sanvi. Sanvi, are you there?
Yes, she is there.
But okay, let me
Her
check.
video has just come on.
Okay,
No.
then maybe we
Yeah.
just wait for a while.
Yeah.
Shall I start, ma'am?
Yes, of course. We are waiting.
Hare Krishna, everyone. I am the compassionate queen of Pandava brothers, and the sole reason behind the great Mahabharata war. In my previous life, I asked the Lord for a boon that I wanted a husband who has qualities of dharma, highly powerful, best archer, and having maximum patience. My another name is Panchali. I worked as a maid in my second exile named Sayandri. Guess who I am? You are all right. I am Queen Draupadi. So let's start. I am the most chaste daughter of Maharaja Drupada and partly an incarnation of goddess Sachi, the wife of Indra. Maharaja Drupada performed a great sacrifice by his first offering. Drishtadyumna was born. Then by the second offering, I, Draupadi, was born by the blessings from the Lord. I was awarded 5 husbands equally qualified. I was a great devotee of Lord Krishna, and by my prayers and surrender to the Lord, he himself became an unlimited garment to save me from the insult. A demon of the name Jatasura kidnapped me. Bhimsena killed the demon and saved me. I saved the Pandavas from the curse of Maharshi Durvasa by the grace of Lord Krishna. Later in the Kurukshetra war, the Lord became a charioteer to Arjuna and helped the Pandavas to victory. My life is a perfect example to explain that the prayers to Lord Krishna are always answered, as he is our protector and refuge in difficult times. Hare Krishna. Finished, ma'am.
Hare Krishna, Sanvi. That was really wonderful. So I take to thank all the participants and also the parents who have put so much effort in dressing up the kids. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So I hand it over to Supriya Mataji now.
Yes, I'm here. Yes, Hare Krishna, everyone. Wasn't that amazing? I loved each and every personality. It was so beautiful. Mahalakshmi was so beautiful. Draupadi was so beautiful. Yes, so now we have a very special Mataji who's agreed to come to our class today. And her name is Keshvi Mataji. And Keshvi Mataji is a person who leads kirtans and bhajans. She sings beautifully for the pleasure of Krishna. So, Keshvi Mataji, can you switch on your video and audio, please?
Hare Krishna.
Please, Sanvi, can you mute? Just a minute, yes. Yes, Ishvi, are you here?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Keshvi. Yes, welcome to our summer classes. Thank you so much for coming to teach our children bhajan and kirtan. We are so happy to have you here. And the children are blessed to hear from you. So wonderful. So
Thank
I'll
you very
hand it
much.
over to you, and everyone can sing along with muted. Do you want them to switch on their videos for today and just mute?
Yes, it would be great
Yeah.
to see all the children.
Okay, so we'll all switch on our videos, but we will mute our audios. Yes, and
Great.
maybe at random, I'll unmute someone just to see whether you're singing.
Leave.
Yeah.
Okay, let us go to
At
quiet.
random.
Why?
So
He's gonna unmute us any second.
yes, I
He
will unmute
is.
you. If you unmute yourself, then I will not unmute you. So I want all of you to sing along with Mataji and enjoy and learn this beautiful bhajan and kirtan so that you can sing for the pleasure of the Lord. Okay, so I'm going to mute myself now. Thank you, Keshvi Mataji.
Thank you very much, Priya Mataji. It's an honor to be here, and the class that you have taken today, it's wonderful. I congratulate each and every one in this group, all the children, all the parents, and all the teachers for taking a wonderful effort in involving these children in the devotion of Lord. And the children are doing great. It's so good to see so many children who are enlightened, who are motivated, and who are so enthusiastic in performing service to the Lord. One takeaway from this class that I have noted today is your service attitude, which you so beautifully explained. Any small attitude, any small service attitude towards Lord, He notices it. So I request every one of you to join me in this bhajan session. It's a very beautiful session glorifying Lord Ram, and I hope you all you like it. And it's a very simple bhajan, and then we will follow it with by the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna.
Ramachandra mama bandhu Ramachandra Shri Ram Shri Ram Shri I just need to pause for a minute because I think there is some problem in hearing. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you, but when you sing, you're not clear. We can hear the harmonium more than your voice. We want to hear your beautiful voice louder.
Maybe I'll just pause the harmonium.
Yes, that would be very, very good. That would be amazing. Thank you.
Okay. Ramachandra Raghuvira Ramachandra Ranadhira Ramachandra Raghuvira Ramachandra Ranadhira Ramachandra Raghuvira Ramachandra Ranadhira Ramachandra Raghuvira Ramachandra Ranadhira Ramachandra Daya Sindhu Ramachandra Mama Bandhu Ramachandra Mama Bandhu Ramachandra Daya Sindhu Ramachandra Mama Bandhu Ramachandra Daya Sindhu Ramachandra Mama Bandhu Ramachandra Daya Sindhu Shri Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Ramachandra Raghunatha Ramachandra Jagannatha Ramachandra Raghunatha Ramachandra Jagannatha Ramachandra Raghunatha
Ramachandra Jagannatha, Ramachandra Raghunatha, Ramachandra Jagannatha, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Ramachandra Raghuveera, Ramachandra Ranadhira, Ramachandra Raghuveera, Ramachandra Ranadhira. So now we'll do a very nice Hare Krishna Mahamantra Bhajan, Mahamantra Kirtan, sorry. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Finally, you get the car and you drive it.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
It's not done yet. They're still doing bhajan.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय.
Yeah.
Supriya Mataji, thank you very much for this opportunity. And thanks to Kishori Mataji as well. And thanks to all the kids who participated enthusiastically. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Keshri Mataji. I hope you saw all the children. They were almost dancing, but they were sitting, but they were almost dancing. And they, I think, enjoyed it. So if anyone wants to say thank you to Keshri Mataji, you can unmute and thank her.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was so nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. And I pray to Krishna that you all be blessed in his devotion. May you all progress in Krishna's devotion and progress in spiritual life. Krishna Matarastu, and thank you so much. You all were so wonderful. I really hope we get a chance to do a kids kirtan together. It would be wonderful to have you all.
I think we should, and if not anything, we've just realized how much we've missed it. So maybe we can have something online. If all the children and parents are ready, then we can have wonderful kirtan, and you can teach them also, so that you can sing a line, and you can ask them to unmute and follow, and it will be wonderful. And if you've seen all the messages, Radhika says, amazing kirtan, Mataji. And Radhe says, this was wonderful, Mataji. My father also participated. Wow.
Yes.
Radhika says, that was an awesome kirtan. Thank you, Keshri Mataji. Oh, wow.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That's wonderful. That's wonderful for the wonderful
completely
entry.
agree with you, Supriya.
Yes.
Keshri,
Yes.
it was brilliant, and I was dancing to hearing your kirtan after a very long time.
Yes.
Thank you very much,
so much,
Keshri.
Kishori Mataji, for this opportunity, for involving me. Thank you very much, Supriya Mataji. Always in debt to both of you. Thank you so much.
Looking forward to your next kirtan. Yes, everyone, all the children, are we looking forward?
Yes.
Yes. Ah. So
thank you so
wonderful. Thank you all. Thank you very much. So we'll wind up now with this wonderful kirtan. We wind up class today. Thank you very much. See you all on Tuesday. And if, as usual, anyone has any questions, stay back Hare Krishna, everyone. Bye.
Hare